This is an interesting video because all of the images you're going to see attached to this video all have problems. That's because they're all temporary restoration. So when replacing full mouth or even one tooth in the very front, it's important to transition through a provisional or temporary. We call temporaries in dentistry provisionals. So patients that are having, if you're having your full mouth replaced or a top jaw or a bottom jaw replaced, to go from where you are now or no teeth or kind of bad teeth to final in one step and skipping this kind of middle, I call test drive phase, really there's a lot of good things that can be missed and your teeth could be made a lot better. So when I'm doing, provisional restorations or temporaries, I often transition the patient through two provisionals. One is an immediate temporization that's made at the time the tooth is extracted or all the teeth are removed. Implants are put in, all on 4, all on 6, all on 8, zygomatic, whatever, how many implants are needed to replace all the upper teeth or all the lower. And the patient leaves with either a same-day temporary or by the next morning our laboratory has fabricated the temporary to deliver. Those are next day immediate load temporaries. You're on a soft diet for several months. Those are the restrictions because you don't want to move the bone while it's healing or break the plastic temporary. So for a lot of clinics out there and that kind of push this, next day teeth and you're done, the reality is oftentimes they just leave you with a temporary and you never actually get to a final per zirconia type of bridge at all. So in this testing phase, you can see that in many of these cases there's problems where it may not be the right tooth color or the bite is incorrect or the teeth don't look as real as they should. I want the patient to be able to test not only the appearance of the teeth but their bite to make sure they bite into the same spot every single time. They don't slide around, their jaw joint is stable. When they smile, their lips are supported very well and is not kind of sunken in from the profile type of view. There's a lot of testing that needs to go in to make sure that the center is on and the teeth aren't slanted to one side or another. If we go just to final and skip this plastic phase, I often call it, or test drive phase, then you don't get the opportunity to make changes. So I usually leave a patient in these digitally designed CAD mill. That means computer basically milled out of a solid block of polymethacryl methacrylate, which is PMMA. Restoration. I often leave them in for anywhere from a couple of weeks to a few months at a time for them to test to make sure they're not biting their cheek or biting their tongue, or they can close their lips all the way and enough teeth show at rest that your teeth aren't just hidden. A lot of that is age dependent as for where our teeth show. But at the same time, we want to make sure that you can also clean under it, that the contours are correct. So I like patients to have this in for a while. So they'll transition in my practice usually from the teeth that are made at the time of the surgery. Fixed bridges are made. Those are made more handmade, or they could be 3D printed, but they have to be converted to fit the mouth. They don't have as intricate of a fit as the finals do. So you'll stay in those for a few months while the bone heals, and then we'll go into this provisional phase here. Try that for a couple months, then go to the final. These are your body parts. Why rush it? Why try to have it all done too quickly and end up with a result that you're not happy with, that you didn't really get a chance to test for a while? So when we get to that phase, I'll have you return back for that visit to kind of say, well, how are things going? Did you like it? Do you feel like you need a little bit more to it? Let's make it longer. Let's make it wider. Can we change the curve? It's too sharp. Until we can really customize things to where we both agree that this is going to be long lasting and the bite is perfect, and we can really move on and know that we're making good decisions right from the beginning. But I don't advise, unless you're having only a lower jaw done, it's very simple to skip a temporary, at least if you haven't had one. Sometimes if you've had upper and lower fixed and you're very happy with them, then the transition can be a little bit easier and can bypass this at times. But most of the time I would suggest it's done to go through this testing. It also goes through a verification to make sure that the impression, whether it's digital like a video scan with a wand taken in your mouth or just regular mold. It's a verification that things are accurate, that the fit down at the gum line, actually the implants touch the bridge, perfectly. I've written other posts on how important it is to have a temporary to shape the gum contour around individual or front teeth implants. So this is just a bigger level of that on a grander scale, but the same concept applies. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed looking at the video. Please comment, let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'll try to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye bye.